Hello, welcome back. My name is Avery. If you're new, I am a holistic nutrition health coach, and in today's video, I am cycle syncing for a whole month. I am going to be referring to this book specifically called In the Flow. I love this book so much. It taught me a lot about cycle syncing, a lot about nutrition and how to work out according to your cycle. And I also want to mention this other book called Fast Like a Girl. And both of these are really great, but I am referring to this one the majority of the time in this video. But if you are interested in fasting, how to do it to optimize your hormones, I would suggest this book. It's really amazing. But in this video, I'll be talking mostly about In the Flow, and so I'm going to be focusing on what you're eating, how you're working out, your lifestyle, depending on where you are in your cycle. I'm going to be going over the 4 phases of your cycle, and keep in mind I'm still learning, and so I'm not perfect, and so I'm just kind of sharing my journey throughout this past month and implementing things when I can and seeing how it affects my hormones, seeing if it helps with my anxiety, my mood, my period. So let's just jump right into it. I'm gonna try to be more comfortable talking about these things online, hence why I'm making a whole video about it. But yeah, it's a normal thing. Our period is a very normal thing. And this is a video for all the women out there who want to sync their cycle and be more knowledgeable about what food to eat during your cycle, how to exercise, and little lifestyle tips and tricks. But yeah, I can already tell you the last few days I have had such bad anxiety. I can just tell that my mood is so different, and each month I have this experience, and each month I am still like, oh, why am I feeling like crap? Why am I feeling so depressed and so anxious? And it's just my period. My period has arrived. So thank you for being here. Thank you for clicking on this video. Give it a like if you want to see more videos like this, but let's get into it. During our menstrual phase, our sex hormones, estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone are at their lowest. So it's okay if you don't feel as energized as you usually do and you feel a little bit more introverted. This is our winter season. So I was really focusing on nutrient-dense meals that were warm and nourishing. Mushrooms can be rich in vitamin D and help with our mood regulation. And beef is really great. It's rich in iron as well as spinach. And beets are high in antioxidants and can also help promote blood flow and circulation in the body. And of course, I wanted a little sweet treat, so I made this paleo blueberry crumble, and blueberries are really rich in antioxidants and a good source of fiber as well. On this day, we had some breakfast tacos, and we had eggs and beans and sauerkraut on top, which is a good source of probiotic. And of course, I had to have some chocolate, so I went for this brand that has really clean ingredients, and I basically just put it on a banana because, again, I wanted something sweet, and so this is what I opt for. A typical breakfast looked a lot like this for me, with some gluten-free toast, eggs, spinach, and sauerkraut. I also topped it with this Japanese seasoning, which is really rich in vitamins and minerals. I have also been obsessed with making this cottage cheese protein bowl with blueberries and pumpkin seeds. It's so delicious and very high in protein. And then this is a typical lunch, lots of healthy fats, fiber, sauerkraut of course, and a little bit of almond flour crackers. I did go out to eat a few times, and really my main focus was nutrient dense and warm, nourishing foods. So I wasn't being too picky when I was ordering food. During your menstrual phase, you want to really focus on slower movements, maybe more Pilates, yoga, and walking, and so that's what I tried to focus on. So I'm doing a little bit of arms here, and then I also have these ankle weights that I love to do because I still want to remain strong and work my muscles, and so this is what I typically do during this time, and a lot of stretching as well. Hello, how's it going? I am at my parents' place, but I thought I didn't bring my tripod, so this is a good angle. I thought I would do a little check-in since I'm recording this whole month of me trying to cycle sync, and honestly, it's been like the working out has been great. I think I'm really doing well with like doing that correctly. The eating has been kind of challenging, and I'm obviously not home this week, so it's going to be a little bit more challenging, but I'm just going to do the best that I can. The whole point of this is to just do an experiment and try and like see what it does. But yeah, I'm in my follicular phase now. So this is technically my spring. I'm coming out of the winter season and now it's spring, which is very appropriate because it is spring here. So it's really nice to be here. And honestly, I feel like my nervous system really needs to get out of the city. I was feeling so much anxiety last week, and I know some of that has to do with my period, but even the past couple of days I've been feeling a little bit anxious. So I think just being out in nature is gonna really help me. But yeah, I'm gonna continue to show what I'm eating and what I'm doing. For the follicular phase, my estrogen is rising, and so I have a lot more energy. Of course, I was getting my steps in like I do every week, but I was doing other things like biking, jump roping, and doing a little bit of weight training as well because I really want to focus on building muscle still. And so this is a great time to do that, and also a great time to do some high intensity. So this is a time where I ideally would like to be focusing on sauteing and cooking my food. So I tried to do that a lot with my vegetables and my proteins that I have. I steamed this broccoli, and this is how it looked on the plate with my other vegetables and rice, and it was really delicious. I also hung out with friends a little bit more this week, so we had a little party, and this is what we ate. I also did a little bit of seed cycling, and pumpkin seeds are great. They're high in zinc and set the stage for progesterone production. Sunflower seeds have vitamin E, selenium, help with the detoxification, and helps with healthy estrogen levels. And flax seeds help with excess estrogen. I basically would just ground these up and have about 1 to 2 tablespoons. For breakfast, I really like to have these chicken sausages. I get them from Trader Joe's, and they're a great source of protein. I also was having a little bit more cooling food, so this smoothie bowl was perfect for that. And I also had this gluten-free empanada, which was amazing. This is a typical breakfast, a little bit more berries and fruit, but also with the microgreens that are full of nutrients, healthy fat with avocado, gluten-free toast, and some egg whites. And same thing here, I just mixed up and had some strawberries and whole eggs this time, but this is always a go-to breakfast. The ovulatory phase is your shortest phase, and this is when you also have the most energy because your estrogen is really high. So I was taking advantage of that and being as outgoing as I could. I was also going on a lot of walks and making a lot of yummy food and a lot of cooling food because according to Chinese medicine, this is when your body is the warmest. So cooling food is great, but also food rich in fiber like these protein balls can help flush out excess estrogen. And I also had some smoothies. This is with strawberry, spinach, and raspberry, I believe, maybe some banana. And I love making shakshuka. This is a really nutrient-dense, easy meal, so packed with a lot of fiber there. And then I was going out to eat a lot. This is some lamb skewers that we got with some pineapple. It was so good. As you can tell, my friends and I loved it. Had some amazing asparagus and also this like beef stew. It was amazing with some carrots on top. And then I also had this burger and this chicken dumpling, and it was also very good and gluten-free. I personally try to eat gluten-free as much as I can, so I went to this place called Hell Yeah Gluten Free in Atlanta, and it was awesome. I love this place so much. And then my boyfriend wanted grilled cheese, so we had a little Gouda grilled cheese there. The luteal phase is the longest phase that you'll have, and the first 5 days estrogen is still elevated and testosterone, and this is when progesterone comes in. And you're not really supposed to do as much high impact. You're supposed to focus on weight training. And then the second half of your cycle, that's when you're supposed to slow it down a little bit, maybe do some yoga, some Pilates, some light weights, and lots of walking, of course. So during this time, your body needs a lot more calories, so you might find yourself being a little bit more hungry, and you want to focus on slow burning carbs. And these are great to avoid sugar cravings, so like sweet potato and rice and beans, and focusing on foods rich in vitamin B, calcium, magnesium, and fiber. Cooked greens like collard greens can also help with fluid retention, so I made this little collard green wrap, which was really great. Chickpeas are also great and help your liver flush out excess estrogen, so I tried to focus on having some hummus and lots of salads and healthy fats with the salmon here. And we went to this place called Gaja and had this bone marrow glass noodle dish, which was absolutely amazing. And I also love to make this chia oatmeal carrot cake situation with some carrots and protein. It's just really good, high in fiber, and a very easy snack. And so for breakfast, I typically like to really load up for the day, especially during this phase, because I know I'm going to want more calories. So this is a typical breakfast that I would have with the gluten-free toast, of course, sauerkraut. I was also experimenting with this broccoli carrot slaw situation with some eggs and feta cheese. Really great to start the day. And I love making these protein yogurt bowls. So it's basically protein, blueberries, any kind of nuts you want, and any yogurt that you want to add. Starting my day with some slow burning carbs with protein and healthy fats, I notice really kept me full for a very long time. Good morning. I am checking in. It is the second half of my luteal phase, and I'm feeling it. I'm feeling the second half. I'm a little bit more emotional than I typically would, and I feel like I get a little bit more irritated, which is super common during this phase. I wasn't expecting it to completely go away since I was like cycle syncing, but I did want to just make a note of it. And you know, it's super common to be a little bit more emotional and irritated. Irritated during the second half of your cycle. So anyways, just want to make a note of that, and I'll keep you guys updated. And getting into my second half of the luteal phase, I was definitely feeling a little bit more hungry, and so I wasn't really holding back on my calorie intake at all. I was just eating until I was 80-90% full, but I definitely indulged a little bit during this time. And I did want to throw in a little bit of some snacks that I ate during this time and some sweet treats. So these are the things that I gravitated for and kind of picked at if I was craving something sweet or salty. All right, so that concludes the video. Overall, I would say the hardest part for me was definitely implementing the foods that they suggested in the book. I did try to do the best that I could, but sometimes I just wasn't able to get to all the foods that they recommended, and I think that's okay. I wasn't trying to be perfect. I was just experimenting and seeing what it would be like to implement some things that I've learned in this book. So overall, I'm pretty happy with how I'm feeling now. I have started my period again, so we're starting it all over again, and I am gonna try to take what I've learned and implement it this month as well. I have read that it takes about 3 months to really see a change in your PMS symptoms, anxiety, acne, and period health. So I am gonna keep implementing these things. So give this video a like if you liked it, subscribe if you wanna see more videos like this, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.